And good evening, United States Drone Society.
Hello,
hey, Chris,
everybody.
how you doing tonight?
Doing great. I'm liking that intro. It's a little smoother.
Oh, yeah. We got a special guest, Benjamin, in the house tonight. Ben, say hi to everybody.
Hi, Ben. How you doing?
Good.
Ben lost a couple of teeth, made himself $5. Yeah, it's good.
Wow, the Tooth Fairy came.
Yeah. So let's see here. We have a lot of people in the chat already. We have 22 viewers right now. Susan Lee was first this week. If you're here still, Susan, hi. We got Dustin here. He's in the back room, One Vision Aerial. We have my wife here. We have Jim. Jim's here. How you doing tonight, Jim? We got Al, South Florida Drone Flyers, the drone crasher. We have Joe Manny. He's in the back room with us here. We got Captain Joe America. How you doing? Let me see. We got Chuck Kovacshin. He's in here in the back room.
Hi, Chuck.
Lambo Drive Zambo. We got our featured pilot of the night, Novice Quad, so Lawrence Clark in the house tonight. He's in the back room. Angie's here. How you doing, Angie?
Yeah. Hi, Angie.
We got Dominic, Northside Hawk, in the back room. We got Johnny Drone Flyer in the house.
Hey, Johnny, how's it going?
Nanoshock FPV. We got Nightbot in the house. Wow, that was quick. Nightbot usually takes about 10 minutes, but Nightbot got in here quick. We got Leonard, JSK Enterprise. How you doing? And we got Waypoint New England. How are you? And we got Bedford County Aerial Views. I believe that is Charles Schultz. I think so. We got Hugo in here. How you doing, Hugo?
Hey, Hugo.
We got John Flynn, Flying Flynn Media in here. How you doing? And yes, Susan Lee is in the house still. How you doing, Susan? We got Dawn, Mudball Creative. How you doing? Let me see. Wow, there's a lot of chat already.
Yeah, there is.
Thank you, everybody in the chat, for the support, by the way. Come on here, trying to say hi to everybody, and there's just so much chat here. We have Sergio Lopez here. How you doing? From Tucson, Arizona.
Yep. And we got D-Wop.
How you doing,
Dewey? Sorry.
Yep. Private Island FPV. How you doing? And I think that's it. We got everybody so far. So
yeah.
I hope everybody's been having a good week. I got to go out flying. Chris, how about you? You get to go out flying?
Yes, I did. I got to go out flying actually, let's say in the past week and a day, because I went with you last Saturday, which was actually not yesterday, but the Saturday before. And then I went out today. Yeah. Went to the same place that I had filmed previously.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get some more good shots of the area I was in, and had a little issue with the Air to Us not focusing.
Oh, fun.
Like when it was on a landing pad, and I started the video, and it focused well on what was right in front of me. But as soon as I went up, everything was blurry.
Yeah.
And I took that whole shot back and forth through a tree path, and the whole thing was blurry. So I don't know what's going on.
Well, it'll take some time to get used to. You'll figure it out as you fly the drone more. It's such a great drone, though. I feel like once you figure that out, you won't have any more issues. And we've had a lot of pilots in the group. We've actually hit over 1,800 members. We've had a lot of them out there flying, and I think that's the perfect time to play the Sunday Spectacular. What do you think?
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it.
Let's go.
Yeah. Man, Chad, those were some great shots. Yeah, really good. Yeah, I believe that was the name I was trying to figure out from the chat there. Yeah, that's some good shots. I was really impressed with them.
I love that covered bridge too.
Yeah, he got some nice shots. The water shot was from over on the side of there.
Yeah, that looked like one of those shots that you use like one of those high endy filters for.
Yeah,
because it almost looks like the way the water's going down.
Yeah, well, it was fantastic. I loved it. Almost reminded me of like the covered wagon bridges in Oregon Trail. Yep. All right, so let's bring in our featured pilot tonight. Everyone should know him as Lawrence Clark. On YouTube, he's known as Novice Quads. Let's bring him in here. How you doing, Lawrence?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's everyone? What's going on?
Doing great.
Where is my
I'm
banner?
glad you guys asked me to come on, man. I appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I stopped doing my Sunday live streams to enjoy some football Sundays, and then you guys asked me to come on, but it's after all the games I saw, so I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, did you watch the Jets game today?
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's all good. It's all good.
I haven't even watched football once this year.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm not big on football, but I like it because a lot of my friends watch it. So I enjoy the camaraderie, going to eat buffalo wings and drink beer and talk crap with each other.
Oh, that's 50% of it.
Yeah. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, but so what drones do you fly?
All right. Long story. I've been flying, first of all, about 6.5 years. I started out flying camera drones. Okay. And I went from camera drones to the last 3 years flying FPV. But I started out flying, my first drone was a Phantom 4 Standard. Then I went from the Phantom 4 Standard to the Phantom 4 Pro, from the Phantom 4 Pro to the Mavic Pro. And then I started getting into FPV. And then it started getting crazy. I do more FPV than I do camera drone stuff, but I am originally a camera drone pilot. I still enjoy flying camera drone. It's just FPV gets my heart racing that much more.
Yeah, it does. It's exhilarating, that's for sure.
It is. If someone asks me, what is it? What's up, 107? If someone asked me, what is it? How do you feel when you fly FPV? I said, well, you remember you flew a camera drone, right? The adrenaline rush that you got when you took off with that drone and you were actually flying it, that adrenaline, well, multiply that by 10. And that's flying.
Hi, Jeffrey. How you doing? Yeah, we got Carolina Air Shots in the house. Yeah. So what I like about your photos is your photos, you focus a lot of low light situations. And I really enjoy that because when you have city lights, it really just makes things pop really nice. So what drone are you using to take those photos?
Actually, I'm using the Air 2S. I've been focusing a lot on night photos. You're right, because I never knew how to do it. And I'm like this. I can take day photos, I can take twilight photos, sunrise, sunset photos, but night is where you really have to know your drone and your camera and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've been warning since the Phantom 4 Pro showed me the capabilities of a Phantom 4 Pro. I've always been trying to get night photos like that. But even then, I didn't know how to color edit. Yeah. So now I know how to do a little bit of post editing, and I'm playing around with the camera, 1 second shutter, half-second shutter, it works. And in New York, it's lit up very well. It's not like most places either.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like when I went to Providence, I did some low light videos there, and it makes a difference because there's lights everywhere, and it almost looked like it was daytime out.
Yeah, the city of Providence, when we went there, me, Herman, Rhode Island group, they had a meet up there 2 years ago, and it was my first time there. And Mark Fisher, great guy, great person altogether. He literally took us to a place our first night there, and we got to fly off of a cliff overlooking Providence, the city of Providence.
Yeah, real nice. All right, well, we have a video of yours that we're going to feature. I'm going to pull it up here, and
Great.
if
Yeah.
you wanna talk about what you were doing when you were
Well, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, you can talk about what you were doing, and anything you wanted to add to it as it plays, you can do that. And this is
Okay, well, I want to point out this is analog. This is before I turned digital.
okay.
This is analog. I don't have mountains like the guys in the Swiss Alps and stuff. So, but I have 8 miles of beach.
Yeah.
So I can get to stretch my legs along the beach, as you'll see in this video. It's this distance here is maybe a mile, maybe about a mile and a half, but I kind of make it look longer than that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's let it play here and see where we go. Cruising the coastline. HGLRC wind 6-inch.
Yeah, that was actually the drone I was using was a HGLRC, a 6-inch drone, and I used to have people build my drones before I learned to build them, and this one was one somebody built for me, and I actually lost it 2 months ago, and I've rebuilt it 4 times. But down here where these construction cranes are coming up, they were actually extending the jetties. I was down here. I decided to start the video a mile and a half away. And,
Yeah, you were standing over here to the left, right?
Yes, down here along the jetties on the left. This
Nice maneuver.
I'm
is
not big on freestyle. I'm trying. I keep trying to learn, but these were my practice instruments here. I like long distance cruising. I don't do many flips. I don't go flip. I love to watch it, but I don't do it. Every time
Yeah, this is very cinematic.
Every time I try this jetty, you see how short it is here?
Yeah.
Well, that jetty, they extended another 300 feet. So that's why these cranes were here along the beach. This is the Army Corps of Engineers. And each crane was working on a different jetty. So they sent them down the beach to take the jetties apart. As you see, the rocks is all sorted. They're all sorted out by size and weight. And during this time, which was a weekend, a Sunday, they had actually decided to, well, they don't work on the weekends when they were doing this project. It was only Monday through Friday.
Okay.
But it's Army Corps of Engineers. Now, this is funny because all of that stunt and stuff I did back there with those construction vehicles, I never looked at my battery. And I'm making a run back down the beach, another mile and a half with maybe about a quarter battery. And it doesn't dawn on me until I get all the way down here past these beige buildings on the left, which is about a mile and a half. And I get ready to turn around. I see my battery and it says low power.
Oh, that's not good.
Especially with all that sand.
I didn't realize it because I was focusing on staying low along the water like this all the way around. Now, right here, signal gets low, so I go up a little higher, and then I see low battery. And I'm like, wow, okay, I don't think I'm going to make it back, but maybe.
Yeah, you're going to have a bit of a walk if you don't.
Yeah. So I said, well, maybe I'll go back along the coast. I'm like, wait a minute, let me make a quick right turn and just head straight home. I did have to walk 3 blocks.
Oh, okay.
I did have to ditch 3 blocks. In fact, that beige building on the right that's coming up on the right now, I am actually about 5 blocks from that.
Oh, okay.
And just as the video starts to fade out here, I'm getting lower and lower to the ground, and I cruise maybe about 2 feet above the ground before the battery says I can't anymore. And then I start to walk of shame. But you can see the construction cranes in the background.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing that.
That's a really cool video, man.
Hey, little Laura.
It is.
Huh?
And so very important here is make sure you leave that thumbs up, give them that subscribe, and I figured I would leave the comment until the show. So I show everybody, thanks for allowing me to feature the video during the show.
Thanks for having me on the live stream, man. I appreciate it. It's not too often I get a chance to go on a lot of live streams. Seriously.
Well, you're on those guys, right?
Yes, we had a live stream up until football season. We had a live stream every Sunday at 5 p.m. from 5 to 6:30, which was on my channel, and then on Herman, my drone buddy / best friend, Phantom Flight 101, on his channel on Wednesdays. Every Wednesday, we still do that one, but the one on Sunday, I've been doing it for like 3.5 years, and before this, I used to do internet radio, so every now and then I kind of get like a little burnout phase. So I use football season as an excuse to go on sabbatical.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Sometimes you need a little break as well. I'm starting to do my stream every other week because I'm working so much right now.
It takes time and consistency and dedication and people don't realize. And I picked a perfect day, Sunday, because there are more holidays on Sundays, more important holidays on Sundays in the United States. Christmas, usually around Thanksgiving. You can there's certain holidays that come on Sunday, Father's Day, Mother's Day. I strategically picked that many years ago when I used to do internet radio because I knew I would have those days off. But everything else is open game.
Yeah, Sundays are a good day, I think, for a show, and or a radio show is good too. Probably my favorite day, but it does take a lot of preparation. You got to try to find if you're going to have guests on there, find your guest, and prepare any material that you need. And I want to make sure that I check out the video that I'm going to be featuring, so I can see if there's any questions I want to ask about it. So it takes some preparation, but it has its fun to it because I get to see a lot of incredible stuff, things that I might miss otherwise. Yeah.
Well, all I'm going to do is tell you, take your time. And it's all about being consistent, because there's going to be times where you have a room full of people, and there's going to be times like winter's coming. So the internet picks up. Hey, Ray Kelly, the internet picks up in the winter because everyone's inside. But as soon as it starts getting warm, then they drop off. And even if nobody's there, you still got to do that live stream because people will watch the replay.
Yeah, I was surprised about that. I noticed the amount of views that were coming in after the stream happened. I'm like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. I thought the live streams were usually, watched live and then, they kind of forgot about. But no, they do pull in views, which is a good thing.
Yeah. It's just consistency. Once people know you're going to be there consistently at that same time every week or every other week or once a month, once they know you're going to be there, they'll come. They will come.
So it seems like we have a lot more people in the chat that weren't here before. We got Barkley, 107 Drones. How you doing?
Yep.
We have Little Llama Laura. How you doing? Arco's in the house. Arco, I believe, is in the back room right now. We have Mr. Skyfly. How you doing? Want to make sure I don't miss anyone. We got TJ Giggles and Drones. I saw Ray Kelly's name. How you doing, Ray? We got Charles Gillespie in the house. How you doing?
Hey, Charles.
Yeah. Beans is in here. How you doing, Beans?
Looks like Place It All just came in here. Well, Place It Here. Place It Here. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Geeks Fana's here. How you doing, Geeks Fana? Good to have you.
Yes.
And I think that's it. I don't think I'm missing anyone else. If I've missed your name, I'm so sorry. There's just a lot of people here. And it's hard sometimes to focus on the chat and all the other things going on. So hi, and I appreciate having you here. And we have a bunch of people in our back room. So let's say we bring them on out.
Here we go.
Hello, everybody.
Holy moly.
And we got Dominic, Bud, Dustin, Joe, Matt. How you doing? We got Art.
Hey, we could play Hollywood Squares.
Hollywood Squares.
Full house.
I'll be Pauline.
I'll take middle square top.
You got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
good
Here's
to
the
put a face
story of
good
the
to put
man
a
in Brady.
thing. What's up, Barney?
Well, that too, Art. You're right.
Never seen one vision,
Hey,
but
Alice. Good to
I've
see
seen
you.
him.
Brady Bunch.
Dominic has been around. Joe Manny, I'm not familiar
I'm
with.
Cindy.
Matt, I'm not familiar with it. What are your YouTube channels, guys? Matt and Joe Manny. Maybe I know you through
So
your
Matt,
YouTube channel.
That's
Matt
mine.
is
Bud Bieber.
Northeast Drone Productions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, famously part of the 1K club.
Yeah. 1K Club,
Mhm.
which he made his 1K
Okay,
actually
put your
on
links
this
in the
show.
chat.
That was
Put your
awesome.
links in the
And he
chat.
still has them.
He still has them.
He's never
Always a
dropped
plus.
sub.
Yeah. And we got Joe Manny. He's aerials for anything. Did I get that right, Joe?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Aerials
you.
for anything. And I'm pretty
Nice
sure
meeting
everyone
you
knows
all.
Arthur.
No, never heard of the guy.
And he's Arthur and his many channels.
Yeah. Hey, I recently came across his stand-up comedy. It's some good stuff. You should check it out. What is it? Three Conservative Gimps, right?
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, he's got a channel called Three Conservative Gimps, and he has some stand-up comedy from his younger days there. Some good stuff, so you should check it out.
Wow.
I enjoy
Yeah.
it.
It'd be
Yeah,
check that out.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I've seen a few of them. Actually, I remember one there, Art, where you said you had bought a bag of onions and you got a free shirt.
Yeah.
That shirt
Mhm.
there.
Yeah. Mesh undershirt. Yep.
Yeah.
Got it with a free with a bag of onions. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So who's been flying this week? I know me and Chris have.
Yeah, I flew this afternoon.
Yeah.
Posted
Flew
4
this morning.
videos today from yesterday.
I saw
nice.
that, bud. I
Cool.
saw that. You got the train
Perfect
again.
day. Absolutely. For Illinois, I know you guys are all East Coast and Australia and other places, but absolutely
we're East
perfect
Coast Australia.
October day for flying yesterday. Brought 2 buddies with me, and we flew for a couple hours and had a blast.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful.
See, I went out
Yes.
yesterday and I was flying the Air 2S and the FPV. It was a little bit windy out where I was flying at, but I still was able to get some decent photos, and the FPV didn't really have any issues. That ripped through the wind, no problem.
It always does.
Mm.
Every
I've
time
been. Sorry.
Oh,
I've been.
Go ahead.
What?
I'm
Don't be
sorry.
sorry.
Yeah, we got Hollywood Squares Brady
What?
Bunch stuff going on here. So
Go ahead.
Mhm.
We have.
That's the
Home
Um,
terrain
I'll-
for 900.
there we go.
I've been flying just about every day, but I won't be publishing any of the footage because I've just been mucking around with Litchi.
Yes.
Finding it really, really interesting. And just to see what the drones is, a bit of a butt clencher every now and again when you lose connection.
I call that a pucker factor.
Yeah, Parker factor, brother. Yeah, you got that.
We've all
Oh,
had
that's really-
those, I think. Yeah.
What drone are you flying with Leachy?
I'm using my stunt drone, mate, the Mavic Pro, the first one.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
Maverick
not
good
Pro,
with it.
I just
Yeah.
did a video that took me 4 years to put together because it was an acre construction site. And I actually put out the video about a week ago or whatever with the Mavic Pro. For the full 4 years, I used that Mavic Pro to put that video together till present
Yeah.
day. And she
Wow.
still flies.
Hi,
Yeah,
Windwalker
man.
Drones. I don't think I've met you before. So how you doing?
Hey, Paul, doing pretty good. It's Chad Schulze. I talked to you today.
Oh,
I just
hey.
was able to get home and take a quick break and get on here real quick.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. Hey, I hope you're. I'm sorry. I was trying to remember your name.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I understand.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, congratulations, by the way, making Sunday spectacular. Some fantastic shots, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, it was great stuff. Good job.
Yeah,
It's
the
always
bridge,
nice.
the bridge photo with the water, that was an ND-16, by the way.
Oh, it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was just real. It was low light where I was at, so that helped bring in
Yeah.
it in a little bit.
It came out really nice, especially that water shot you got, the little waterfall next to it. Was that a long exposure shot, right?
Now, it was just an ND-16.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
how'd you get
Yeah, I
the-
don't know
how'd
how
you
to do
get-
any of that.
How'd you get the smooth waterfall part? I mean,
It's the actual filter that does it.
It was the filter and I did have the settings to open up for a long exposure on the shot a little bit more too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed your photos. I was glad to be able to feature them, and I always set the videos on Facebook to post to the group. I schedule the posts at 9 o'clock. They'll go live to the group, and then I'll pin them up in the top, so everyone can see them because they're really, really good shots. And it's always tough to pick the one that I want to feature the most because I really enjoyed the water shot, the waterfall shot. That was really nice, and so was that covered bridge. But you take some phenomenal aerial shots. When you're showing off into the distance like that, it's incredible. I enjoy them every time you post them.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I tell you, everybody does a good job on here, though.
Yeah, and you can see there's people that started off learning, and then they're getting better and better at it. Like Chris has got his Air 2S recently, and he's already starting to get used to things and starting to really make some really good photos with it. So, just more time, and it just gets better and better.
Yeah, I'm still learning that thing. I mean, I got to try to get the right settings for the right time.
You want to know what?
It's a little bit more involved.
The only way you're going to do it, seriously, is get in the stick time, get out there and take mental notes. It's this time of the day. It's this type of sun. I use this type of filter. And once you master that, you move on to the next thing. Like I said earlier, I focus on night photos now because of the fact I can shoot during the day. I can shoot during twilight. Night is the hardest for me. And now I'm actually working on night video, which is even harder in pictures.
Well, my first actual night flight will be this Saturday. Coming up, there's a thing called the Water Fire out in Providence, Rhode Island, and they have a Veterans Day memorial going on.
Cool.
Where are you going to be in Providence exactly?
I got to get a cube for the top of the Air 2S, and let's see if maybe Paul can come along with me, and we'll do a little.
Where are you going to be in Providence? In the city or on the outskirts?
Oh, it's right in the city because that's where the Water Fire actually is.
What are you going to be shooting?
I'm going to be shooting the actual Water Fire. There's
I mean, what do you plan on shooting in? I mean, you plan on shooting in 4K? Do you plan on shooting in 5K?
Oh, well, it will probably be 4K. I'm just gonna let the camera do the work.
I'll give you a tip. Do you shoot in manual or auto?
Well, that's what I'm not too sure about. I mean, I was gonna do maybe
if you shoot in manual and you're gonna shoot in 4K, shoot in 4K at 24 frames per second. Why? Because 24 frames per second is a lot slower than 30, and it allows in more light.
Right.
Good point.
Now we'll give it a little bit more.
Same thing applies. I shoot video at night. I shoot video during the day, and I'm finally learning the sweet spots of the Air 2S.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I learned the sweet spots on the Phantom 4 Pro. Take your time with it, but try 4K at 24 frames.
Yeah, I will definitely. I have 5 batteries.
Oh, I gotta leave.
Hey, Art, thanks for coming by. I appreciate it.
See you, Art.
Thanks for having me, guys. Great to see all you guys.
Marty,
Fly safe.
You want to promote anything before you go?
Yes. I've got a giveaway on the 26th of November. I'm giving away a Mavic Mini, the whole shebang with the carrying case and all the goodies that come with it. So that'll be at my live stream at 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 Mountain, 6 Central, 7 Eastern Time. So hope to see you there. And I also give away some really good almond toffee too. So take care, guys. You have a great evening.
Hey, Art, you too. Thank you so much. So it never ceases to amaze me the amount of content that gets posted during the week in this group. So I think that now would be the perfect time for us to play Best of the Rest. Let's check this out.
Right. I'm game.
Fragile.
You saved the
Fragile.
best picture for last.
Must be Italian.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, Max won the mug, but he was out of the country, but he happened to have a U.S. address, so he was able to get the mug, and I'm going to share that picture again there.
Yep.
Oh, nice to see him. Going to be giving,
Fragile.
yeah, we're going to be giving another one of the mugs away tonight. As a matter of fact, I forgot to open up the giveaway tool and get that all ready to go. I'm going to do that now. So, Chris, take the floor if you like. Put him on the spot.
Where did he take the floor, Chris?
Or not? Well done.
Well, I'll take a moment here. Lawrence, you were asking about where the Goodnight light, the water fire is going to be. This river here, right behind me. See if I can get my finger in there. Well, whatever. You can see the river there. That's the Providence River. They actually have little braziers, they're called. They're like little fire pits that run all along the middle of the river, right up into the downtown area. So that's the. I don't know, Chris. Do you know for sure if it's going to be a full lighting or is it going to be just in the basin? Or
From what I
can see right there, it looks like that's more than enough ambient light. If you're in that situation there, go with the 4K at 24 and try your ISO as high as 1600. It may get a little grainy with video. You can drop it to 800, but play around between 800 and 1600 ISO with that lighting.
So what about the auto? The auto won't be good for that, will it?
Auto tends to make DJI auto at night tends to oversaturate. That I shoot manually. I know a lot of people that shoot in auto. Auto does look okay, but if you put it in post edit, you'll see a lot of grain and more grain and snow. Now, what you can do, it depends on the lighting. If you're in the light or you're above the light, that all makes a difference. If you have enough ambient light around you, you should be okay. If you're in the light, you should be okay. But if you're out of the light looking, if you're in the dark shooting down into the light, you may have to go with a higher ISO.
Yeah. Right. So let's get hashtag USDS in the chat for the giveaway. We're giving away a coffee mug.
Gary. But that looks like a great area to fly. I would shoot the hell out of that at night.
Yeah, well, Paul did it. One night we went to there's a bridge right there in Providence called the Pedestrian Bridge, and we went there with some guys from the group Ridmug, the Rhode Island meetup, and we went flying there, and Paul did a great video, and I was surprised at how the Air 2S just opened up, like the lighting was just so great.
Yes.
And, I was just like impressed with the Air 2S even more.
To tell you something right now, and if you may not be in the cameras as much, and Herman says this all the time, Phantom Flight 101, the bigger the eye, the better you can see. That 1-inch sensor makes a difference. So if the Air 2S shoots spectacular like that, imagine the 4/3 sensor on the Mavic 3 series.
Mm-hmm. I almost went with the Mavic 3.
I'm trying to find a way to sell some FPV birds and do some extra work. I want that classic.
Oh,
classic. Yeah,
because
second, right?
It will replace. Well, I hate to say this because I still have a Phantom 4 Pro behind me, but it will replace the Phantom 4 Pro. Since the Phantom 4 Pro, which is the most optimum drone for mapping out there because of the mechanical shutter, this is the first drone that DJI has come out with since the Phantom 4 Pro out of all of the drones they have that has a mechanical shutter.
Is that are you talking about the new the Mavic
the
3?
The aperture, I'm sorry, yeah. And sorry about that. But the actual aperture that opens and closes like an iris is so much better than the rolling shutter that they do. It's day and night. You have to do physical comparisons to see the difference.
Well, that's one of the things I wanted the Mavic 3 for too, was that aperture.
Yeah,
exactly.
And the battery, because the battery goes a lot longer than all the other drones I've had. And
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. So far, from what I've been seeing in the advertisements and supposed leaks, it's going to come with one battery. They do not have a Fly More bundle, but they have a bundle that gives you a few extra things. So the Mavic Classic will come out with one battery, which is great, 40 something minutes per battery. I don't mind. I'll buy 2 extra batteries.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't have a problem with
Oh, yeah.
that. As long as I can get filters for it and extra batteries, I'm good. I'll make a case if I have to. Which I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. They will have a case, but
Somebody will.
We have 26 entries into the giveaway. Hashtag USDS. I'm gonna let this go for one more minute, and then I'm gonna draw US only. So if you live outside the US and you don't have a US address, then we can't ship it. But if you win it and you're out of the country and you want to donate it to someone in the US, you can, and we can re-roll. But yeah,
Got
that
something
go.
to say, bud?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
How many
Sure.
of you were photographers? Because I mean, obviously, wherever he is, I'm lost him on the screen. He knows a lot about photography. The guy we featured tonight. I mean, I'm colorblind. I'm old. I just go auto, but I'm amazed what I get. But based upon what you guys are saying, you could tweak it so much better.
I'm going to tell you right now, I thought I was a photographer until I learned to fly a drone.
It's a whole different camera, isn't it?
I'm being honest, because as a photographer, you are pretty much like that cartoon on TV. You're two-dimensional. You're up, you're down, you're left, you're right. But in when you fly a drone, that becomes so much better. It's almost like becoming a 360 artist. And I could tell you, each one of us could get an assignment to do the same exact thing, the same measurements, the same altitude, the same exact spot, and I can guarantee you each one of us will take a different picture.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yep.
Steve,
notice that.
All right, can I get a drum roll?
I think
and we're gonna roll.
I had a drum roll here.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, it ran a little fast. It wasn't long enough.
Oh, Laura.
All right, Laura.
It was rigged.
Now, Laura, we got to decide. Do you have?
It was rigged.
How are we gonna do this? Are we gonna? Because Laura's out of the country.
She can donate it to me.
Hey, Yellow Roses.
Yeah.
How are you?
Where's she from?
She's in the
Across
UK.
the pond. Across
In
the
where?
pond.
England.
the UK,
UK.
England, yeah.
Oh, across the pond.
Yep.
Across the
Yes.
little waterway there, yep. Can I just say something? MB drones. Okay, so you're going out low light, right? Now I shoot a lot of low light stuff.
Donated to Novice Squad, so if she donates it to me, I suggest respinning.
All right, so we will
She
respin
said
then.
donated to Novice Quads. I have right here. If you want to take a screenshot,
Yeah,
it's right above Mudball Creative. So I will say spin it again.
Spin again. Let's do it.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Better be
Let's
me,
see if we
dang
can
it.
I need a new
See if we
mug.
get someone in America this time.
It'll be Tim Jackson. You watch.
Yes.
Hey!
Carolina.
Yeah.
Good call.
Carolina Air Shots. There we go.
He's got some great videos as well.
You know what it is? You guys keep me on my toes a lot. I mean, I've been flying for 6 years, 6.5 years, and I fly FPV, I fly camera drone, but every time I get on the internet, there's thousands of freaking alerts from the United States Drone Society to New York drone groups. I'm in more groups than I should be, but you guys keep me on my toes. I have to get creative. I have to look for stuff like this picture over my shoulder. I did not see that reflection until I started adjusting the camera.
Yeah.
On the building, stuff like that. You guys are good. And kudos to the entire group and everyone that participates, even the people that don't participate. because we inspire you guys to want to do something. At least that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, no, for sure. I totally agree with that. I get out and fly whenever I can. It's not as much as I would want to, but whenever the weather allows and time allows and stuff. I got 300 gigs of photos and videos, but I got a lot of work to do on them, and I'm on vacation this week though, so you guys by this time next week, you guys are gonna be sick of seeing my name on the USDS.
No, never. The more content, the better. It really does.
I appreciate that.
I posted 4 videos today. No big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, did I? No, maybe 3.
And the only one I've seen so far is the train one.
Oh, that was cool. I got lucky on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen another.
I'm a big rail fan.
I agree with Ray Kelly here. I love going there and seeing the photos.
Me too.
Videos get a little harder to watch sometimes because it's been very busy, but the photos that go up there are just incredible. And it's hard because sometimes I see a photo that I would love to have as a Sunday Spectacular, but there's someone who's already won it recently, and I want to mix it up. I want to give everybody a shot. So it's hard to pick sometimes. And
you know what you can do? Here's a suggestion, and I've seen this in a group here in New York. What you do is you delegate each week to one guy. You say, look, there's a series of photos that I like, or find a series of photos that you like and delegate it to him and let that person pick.
That's a great idea, Lawrence.
Love that. Yeah, hey, go take pictures of, streams, rivers, something, bridges.
That's a good idea.
Give them an assignment.
And you can't pick your own photos. You can't.
I'm going to tell you right now.
We can all go and have a go at it.
I agree, but I'm going to tell you right now, after doing live streams for Sundays 3.5 years straight, you can't do it all.
Yeah.
You get tired of doing it all, and you want to delegate that work. So if say you have a video of the week, a picture of the week, delegate it to someone. Hey, so-and-so, what do you think is the best picture of these 10 or these 20 or whatever?
Yeah.
And give me the top 5.
Yeah.
In order.
Yeah.
It'll take a little less. It'll take some of the stress off of you, and you can focus on some other things and redirect.
Picking the photos aren't that difficult. It's when you have like you're saying, one person who has 15 shots up there, and I'm trying to go through, say, well, which one do I like the most? And that sometimes presents challenges because there's certain aspects.
So this is what's up, bud?
No, make an assignment for your Sunday night show.
Yeah,
you have to do a sunrise, a sunset, a people shot. You make the category, and we have to post it to your channel.
I get what you're saying. Yep.
Yeah, that's another
interesting.
option.
That's interesting as well.
Ray says he's eating a delicious piece of pumpkin pie.
I don't like Ray anymore.
You don't like for everybody, Ray?
I don't understand the fascination with pumpkin pie.
Because
you're from a weird country.
Yeah, maybe because I'm Australian and I come from a weird country.
You probably like squash pie. I don't know.
Vegemite pie.
Yeah,
Vegemite.
I come from a Vegemite eating area.
I've never had a Vegemite sandwich, but I've heard about it from that band Men at
I'm
Work.
going to tell
yes,
you.
Men at Work.
I'm going to tell you all on the
Make me a
channel.
Vegemite sandwich.
I did try Vegemite. My friend Rob from Southern Australia, over there where Dominic is, he's in Southern Australia. His channel is Feet on the Ground. He sent me and Herman, those guys, a care package, and it had Vegemite, and we were supposed to taste Vegemite on the live stream, and I'm going to tell you, it is the most horrid tasting, whatever slime living thing. I'm going to tell you, this thing was so messed up that I ate it and I thought it was alive in my stomach because my stomach was breathing in my stomach. My stomach was bubbling and gurgling and making sounds I'd never heard before. Now they say, and I tried it on toast. They say try it on toast.
Yeah,
with a
but
little bit of,
you got to put that much on there.
as much as your thumbnail. You hear me? On a slice of bread. Any more than that, and you'll be farting all damn night.
Mate, that gurgling your stomach was doing, it just means it's working. You know,
Dude, my stomach was like, why did you do this?
What is its job, though, Matt? If it's working, what is the job that it's trying to do? That's the question.
It's full of good stuff. Actually, a lot of salt.
Use Vegemite is chemical warfare. Stop lying.
It's yeast. It's yeast. It's a yeast base, basically, from beer vats and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, like diesel is to gas.
Yeah, that's a good comparison, Matt.
It's a byproduct.
That's a pretty good.
Might not. Nope.
All I can say is, throughout the night, my stomach was gurgling, bubbling, and I was quite toxic on the other end.
Hey, and I'll tell you right now, we brought up Vegemite, and something happened that's never happened before. New Bedford Drones left the screen. You made him go throw up, is what's going on right now. He's in the bathroom throwing up.
Just have to talk about it. Yeah.
All I can say is Vegemite could feed the hungry, because they're the only ones that would probably eat that stuff. I don't know. Now, I did try it on toast with butter, the way it was suggested. I tasted it by itself, because you have to try, when you try new things, you need to know what it tastes like originally, which was foolish. But how come when you taste it, it goes down, and then each time you burp, it tastes different? There's something wrong there. I'm sorry.
It's magical, isn't it? It's fantastic.
Magical. Oh my God. You Australians got bigger balls. You Australians got bigger balls than me, because that Vegemite, I eat a lot of stuff, but that Vegemite, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Just don't make me eat any more of that stuff.
Couldn't do it.
You paint quite a picture there, Lawrence, I gotta say.
Yeah, thank you.
I am not overdoing it. Trust me.
All right, I'm going to say good night. I have to open early voting tomorrow. Thank you again so much for having me.
All right, bud.
Everybody fly safe. Have a great weekend. Blah, blah, blah. Love you guys. See you soon.
Bud, thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
Cheers, bud.
Good to put a face with the name.
Yeah, it's always good to put a face with the name.
It's not a good face, but it's a face.
That's why we're behind the camera.
Peace out.
See you later.
See you, brother. Bye-bye.
Hey, bud.
So, Matt, what's going on in your world? You've been awfully quiet tonight.
Yeah, mate. Just listening in and what have you. But I do have to speak to MB Drones. He says he has an issue with the camera. It's not an issue with the camera at all. With it when it comes to his focal points, because a lot of DJ. Here he comes.
Hey, look at that. Speaking.
Hi, I heard my
Hello,
name.
mate. Hello. Yes. I just want to have a quick chat to you about your focal point, mate. When you're taking off and all that, it's an inherent. Well, it's not a problem. It's just the way the camera's working, because it's focused on something close when it's down on the ground. When you get it up in the air, if you just do it, look, you can focus those cameras in a few different ways. And if you're doing it manually, you can actually tap on the horizon, and that will make it an infinity focus, right? So everything will be in focus.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can be closer to something and you can tap a focus on a particular subject, and you'll have a certain amount of out of focus in the background there. But DJI drones have done it since day one. If you're able to manually focus or an autofocus, it will focus on the ground. But I had this the other day with my Mavic Pro. I just forgot all about it. It will be blurry and it won't focus itself. That's for sure. So it does that. You can always just remember when you take off, just get that focus on the horizon if you want that infinity focus, and everything will be sweet, man. Yeah, that'll be sweet.
All right, that's great, because it's today I had this perfect shot. It was a line of trees with a path, but I decided to hit record when I was still on the ground. I was on a landing pad, and the little leaves around it came in focus great. I took off and started going. Now I didn't notice that everything was blurry until I got home. And it was the same thing with, sometimes I take off and I notice it's still blurry, and then it goes, and then it'll come into focus.
Can I give you some advice? Just like Matt said, because you are on the ground, you will have a different focal point from in the air. What I usually do is I take off from the ground and hover about 10 feet. And if I know I'm shooting into the light, I will adjust my camera to that. And if I'm shooting with the light over my back, I will adjust the camera to that. Because if you adjust it while you're on the ground, it will be completely out. Another tip is I do not start recording a picture or video unless I see that yellow square in the center for my focal point. You tap that autofocus, like Matt was saying. If you want the infinity focus for distance, you tap the top of the screen. But if you have a subject in the middle or on a third, you tap that subject. And if that yellow square is not there, it's not focused.
And it'll beep too. The Air 2S beeps to let you know it's focused.
It beeps once it's the focus, and Matt can agree with this. Once you press that square or that subject, the box will blink a few times and then it'll go beep. Once it goes beep, that box turns solid and it is perfectly focused.
And I have to add something to that too. Sometimes when you have a subject that you're trying to focus on, you can't click on it because the box is already close to it. I click somewhere over by the corner, and then I click on the focal point because to get it to respond.
Can I ask you something about the Air 2S? I'm not too sure if it's got it, but on my Mavic 2, and I always fly with it, I have my focal points outlined, right? So I can tell, because if I haven't got my glasses on, right, this is my check basically. So any subject that I'm filming, and I do a focus on it, I make sure that's all got the red outlines around it, so I know that's in focus, and I know what parts of that picture are going to be.
You're talking about a function that a lot of people should use but don't. It's a peak level function.
Yeah.
If you're taking pictures or doing certain things with the drone, if you turn your peak level function to normal or high, if you do not see that red on your screen around each subject character, it is not in focus if it's not in red. That's another thing. But it is harder to fly with that shit on the screen.
You're right.
Now, I'm taking a sorry.
It's distracting.
Child there, I'm sorry. But if you have a subject and it's not focused, that's one way you could do it with the peak level or that tap to focus. I have ruined so many shots by just not tapping the screen.
Well, see, I didn't know that before. I was flying a Mini and then a Mini 2, and then went straight to an Air 2S. And I did notice a couple of times I would go up, and then there would be this little focus thing, and then that was it. But today, I had this perfect shot that was going to go on, and
didn't do it.
I didn't even see it until after I got home, and I was just.
Well, let me tell you something about that. If you've got an autofocus on, it can actually ruin a shot. Because if you're flying around, you're getting a beautiful shot, and all of a sudden your autofocus goes and does it again, and it's ruined, right? So you can turn that auto. I always have my autofocus off because it will ruin a shot. And always, but you've always got to remember that you've got to tap to focus what you want on and all that sort of stuff, which I do anyway. Yeah. And you're going to be doing some night stuff, right?
Yes.
Now I know. A lot of people here know that I do a lot of low light shooting. The main thing to do with your low light, and nothing against what you said there, Lawrence, but frame rates don't make a difference to your exposure. All right, only your ISO, your aperture, and shutter speed will change your exposure. Right. The frame rates will give you your motion blur and everything and what's going on there, right? It doesn't let more light in or less light in. You can shoot it. You can shoot at 60 frames a second, but it will not change your exposure.
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Now, if you're going into low light situations, what you've got to be careful of with a camera without aperture is anti-aliasing in your footage if your shutter speed is incorrect. So you'll get lights flashing and doing all sorts of stupid things, right? If you're shooting in, say, 30 frames a second, you can go to 1/30th of a shutter speed, right? Which will slow your shutter down and let more light in, right? If you started a setting at say started at 400, bring your shutter speed down to 1/30 if you're in 30 frames a second, that's what I shoot in all the time. And you bring your shutter speed to 130 and start your ISO at 400 to minimize the amount of grain in that footage. And that will give you a good idea of what your EV is going to be. You may have to pump it on my Mavic 2 Pro after it's a 1-inch sensor, same as what you're going to be flying. I use an 800 ISO at a 130 shutter speed. And depending on the focal point I'm doing, mainly at that night, I'm running a 2.8 aperture, which yours is set at anyway, 2.8, isn't it? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Maxed out. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But
So
that's,
start with those settings.
that is good if you know how to shoot manually.
Yeah.
If you know how to shoot manually, there are a lot of people out there that shoot in auto, and I come to find out auto does do okay, but for video, for some reason, it overcompensates and adds a lot more noise and grain to it. Is honestly, learn how to shoot in auto, and once you're comfortable learning how to shoot in auto, then start playing around with manual, and you will see. If you have Lightroom, you'd be surprised what you could pull out of a photo in Lightroom.
Yeah.
You would be surprised just by lowering the highlights. Like that picture behind you, NB drones, if that everything contrast is great and everything, there's a feature in Lightroom that you could use to lower the highlights behind you, bring out more blue, and as well as detail. I usually lower the highlights and the whites, which bring out the sky more. That's me personally. It depends on the shot, but I'm just saying, if you shoot in auto, that's okay for little quick shots, but you will really love the hell out of that drone when you learn open up manual. You
Well,
will.
see, that's
All right,
the thing.
fellas.
That's a great drone.
The thing I did with my Mini 2, though. I shot all in Pro, and I got everything pretty much good the way I wanted it.
DJI is the same thing. It's just finding that sweet spot on that drone. The
It
Air
is.
2S has a sweet spot. The Mavic 2
I gotta
Pro
find
has a sweet spot. The Mini 2 has a sweet spot. It's just a matter of finding it.
Yeah.
That's all. But you're headed in the right direction. It's nothing. It's nothing major. It's ask and someone will tell you.
Dominic, you're giggling over there.
Yeah, I know, because you're trying to get in and say, "Oh, we're up to the end."
Yeah, our hour's up. What I like to do though is I like to go around and give people a chance to, promote something they got going. So we're gonna start with Dustin since he was here first earlier. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Dustin, how you doing? You got anything you want to promote?
Just not really a lot going on. Just waiting for my new one to show up so I can start getting some better shots. Been flying this little cheapie. It doesn't exactly do the best, but
Yep, it works. Dustin's got himself an Air 2S coming on the way. Exciting stuff.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
The
you
best
got it,
bang
Dustin.
for your buck right now.
I appreciate having you here on the show, Dustin.
glad to
You're
be
welcome anytime you're free and you want to join. You can join in the chat on the Sunday if you like. I'm
I got
looking
my Ray Kelly hat too, Dustin.
Yep.
Yep.
Dustin, have a good night. And we will go with Joe. And I did it again. I'm clicking the wrong button.
Oh, it's all good, man. You're doing a great job here. I enjoyed it. I appreciate you letting me join the panel here. Yeah, like I said, I'm on vacation for my day job, so I'm going to be doing a lot of video editing and photo editing. I'll be posting a bunch of stuff this week. So watch the Facebook page, United States Drone Society, and on my YouTube channel, it's Aerials for Anything.
Yeah,
So,
and if you want,
great.
drop the link in the chat before you go tonight, so that way everyone can get your channel. Appreciate having you
that.
here, Joe. Have a good
Thanks,
night.
man.
Have a good night, Joe.
We're gonna go with Dominic. What do you got? Oh, I did it. All right, all right. This is now
Three in a row, brother.
on purpose, I guess.
You got to do it to all of us now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You're a professional, mate. Come on.
I'm not getting much fly time because it's absolutely blowing a gale here, and we've got a public holiday for a horse race tomorrow, but it's going to be rain, wind, thunder, and everything. So it's a shame because I would have loved to have gotten out tomorrow because it was a public holiday, but sadly, no.
Yeah. Well, I hope that the weather changes. You get out flying soon, and I appreciate having you on the show as always.
Thanks for coming out, Dominic. You always do.
Yeah, we'll be in touch as usual. Have a good night, Dominic.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna go with Matt. And I didn't mess up.
Well
I
done.
didn't mess up on you, Matt. So you got to feel something there.
Hey, well done. Good on you, mate. Well, actually, got some pretty exciting stuff over the next week or so because Dennis Lovelady will be landing at my doorstep this Sunday, Saturday night for you mob over there. Right. And he's going to be spending a week with me. So he will be doing, more than likely, I haven't had much of a chat to him about this, but he might be doing the sunrises here, which will be around about 3 p.m. Eastern time for the States. So that'll be next week for us. So really looking forward to catching up with him and taking him around and showing him around the joint. And obviously we'll be posting some videos and all sorts of stuff. So it should be a bit of fun, actually. So looking forward to that.
Sweet. Great. Love it. Appreciate having you on the show, Matt.
No worries. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Always looking forward to that new content, Matt. Have a good night. We'll stay in touch.
Good on you, mate. Bye-bye.
And now we will go with the man of the hour, Lawrence Clark.
Oh, I appreciate it very much for you having me on. You guys having me to hang out with you on your live stream. Nothing to say. Check us out Wednesday nights on Phantom Flight 101's channel. If you go to my page, you'll see them. I have them on there as a preferred channel. Wednesday nights, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be safe, fly safer. It costs nothing to ask questions if you don't know. That's it.
Yeah, thank you. So I really appreciate it. I enjoyed your content as always, and looking forward to seeing you post some more of them cityscape shots. Love them.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I also want to say thanks for sending me the LUTs and giving me some pointers on the Air 2S. Because like I said, I'm kind of new to the Air 2S, and I just got to find that sweet spot. And
that's all it is. And do yourself a favor, relax. In time, it will come. You're headed in the right direction. You just have to take that leap of faith and leave auto alone.
Yeah, I noticed though.
Leap of faith. It's a leap of faith.
Here's the thing, though. I shot an auto today without an ND filter.
All right,
and it came
I got to end the show, guys. We'll continue this chat in the back room, okay?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to play the Sunday Spectacular and Best of the Rest and then the show. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And just take a moment to remind you that, mental health is real. If you're having any troubles, you need somebody to talk to, message somebody. Reach out to somebody. And don't just reach out to anybody. Reach out to someone who's going to be able to talk to you and help you. And if you can't find someone else, find me. I'll talk to you. So everybody have a good night, and we're going to end that on that. Bye, everybody.
Bye.